morning. Happy Monday. I wanted to make a video real quick because I started to get a few comments and messages about how we, and when I say we, I mean like me or other affiliates with whatever wig company, or just customers who are showing their wigs and their hair crowns online just to make it look so easy. And you're so excited to buy your first wig, and you're like, finally, I'm gonna put this wig on, and then everything is going to be perfect, amazing, wonderful. And you get your first wig and you put it on, and it's a wig. It's not amazing, it's not wonderful, and you're like, what the fudge are these people selling me? Because the first couple of crowns, they're not, it takes some time to see what you want. And honestly, when you're coming from, for whatever reason that you are wanting to wear wigs, whether it's hair loss from cancer, alopecia, whether it's just hair loss from weight loss, or maybe like me, your hair is thin, it's just straight, it just doesn't really, it's a mop on a good day and it doesn't want to do anything that you want it to do, and you just want to change your hair up more than you can. When you put that first wig on, no matter what the density is, no matter if it's like the lightest wig, a very fantastic beginner wig, like it's a wig, it's going to be awkward for those first couple of times that you're trying to wear it. So I wanted to show you some pictures of me in my first crowns, and kind of, I know that you probably won't see what I see when it comes to that, but I wanted to show you some pictures, so hold on. This is a picture of me in my first crown. This was Eris, and I'm not exactly sure if she was Eris Cool Blonde, or I know she was in a royalty coloring. I don't know what other name she had, but she was a full luxe. 13 by 6. I had no idea what I was doing. You can see I was fairly uncomfortable with it, so the only thing I could think to do was to pull my bio hair, which is like this much, I think, of my hair is what I had out. You can see it hanging in the front of the picture. This is the day that I got her, and I was kind of like, what? Now this is her. I've changed her up a little bit. I'm wearing her. Normally, I don't have my bio hair out in this picture, but this was before I knew what a heat comb was, before I knew about like the hair dryer trick and any of those things, because I didn't spend a lot of time on TikTok looking at wig content at the time. So this was August of 2023. So I have a picture of the one time that I tried to wear her out. It won't let me attach, the size is all weird, but I wore her out, and it was fine. She wasn't going anywhere. I did have a wig grip. We went out to, like a country line dancing bar, but I felt, the pictures when I look back at the time, like I felt awesome at the time, but to look back on it now, I'm like, oh my god, that was so wiggy and so not cute. Definitely not cute. So this was after I chopped probably about, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 inches off of her because she was so long. And I would wear her only like this. Got my bio hair out in the front, and it's kind of holding the wig on. It's all pulled up into a ponytail right here at the top of my head, and she's much, much shorter than she was when I first got her. And I wore her like this. And because I refused to wear them out, with my hairline covered, and then I was like, well, fine, it's, when you're wearing them like that, it kind of makes it feel like extensions, I suppose. I had done extensions in the past. My husband was kind of like, what are you doing this for? Like, you have hair, you don't need to be doing this. But I wanted, I wanted something better, so I kept looking. When the Halloween show came and went last year, I bought Spearmint, and I bought, what was the other one? Shar Pei Prism. And so let me show you Shar Pei Prism. So this is Shar Pei Prism. This was the first time since the one time we went to the country bar. This was the first time that I wore a crown out, full covering my hairline. And I felt like, because it was close to Halloween, I think this was the weekend before Halloween, and this was the first time I really felt like, well, maybe I can do this. But I felt like it was easier because, people wearing wigs on Halloween is kind of like normal, right? So it's crazy colors, it's close to Halloween. People thought I dyed my hair that color, and I was kind of like, wait, what? So you thought this is my natural hairline? I was like, no, I'm pulling it up, it's a wig. And so I started to get like the comments, but up to this point, I only had Spearmint, Shar Pei Prism, and then Eris. So we went on a cruise, and now in the sale, what sale was it? I think it was a Black Friday sale last year. I got Elizabeth, who is in this picture, and I got Giselle. Now, I've made a couple videos before on what I did to my Giselle. I had just learned about the hairdryer trick, and I blew holes in all of her lace. And I sewed her up. It looks terrible. Was she wearable? Yes, but she was only wearable like with my bio hair pulled out. Thankfully, she kind of matched well enough. I could only wear her with my bio hair pulled out because she wouldn't stay on my head because of all of the holes that I had blown in the lace. But this was Elizabeth. And I brought her, and I was like, I'm going to wear her out to dinner on a cruise. And I did. Nobody knows me there. I don't care, but I felt so stupid all night long. And, to look at this picture now, I look fine. But I felt so stupid all night long. Number one, it was so much darker than my bio hair. Number two, the bangs, I can't. And, my husband, he's so supportive. He's like, oh, it looks great, it looks great. And I'm like, I look ridiculous. When we got home from the cruise, I decided I hated her bangs. I wanted to do something different with those bangs. I could not, for the life of me, get them to do what I wanted, so I cut them off. And honestly, I've never worn Elizabeth since. I cut those bangs off. She still has enough lace. I could wear her. I haven't. She's been hanging up in my closet, and she's done absolutely nothing. I don't think she's as curly as she once was. I think I probably straightened her and who knows what else I did to her. So really, for me, Giselle and then this Elizabeth with lace front bangs were my kind of my practice crowns for a while because they had already been messed up like beyond. This cruise was in December of 2023. I hate this picture. So this was probably February. This was Nicole Teapart. I bought her right as soon as she came out because hello, it was my namesake. I had to buy her, right? And I wore her out. Not my favorite. Nicole to this day is still one of those ones that I have. I do not understand the love that she gets because I just don't like her. I hate her on me. I probably should have bought Nicole Love before I realized that Teapart was never going to be my favorite. And I got Selma Lux, and we went to a concert. This was probably last April. So we're talking from August to April that I really started feeling comfortable in crowns. And it was probably March, April before I would start wearing them to work on occasion. My first crown that I ever worn to work was Cove Lux Blonde. I have a video of when I put her on, and it was just like game changer. I loved her so much. Now, of course, she did have like the lifting issues because it was original Cove. And then this is my original Priscilla, my number one. You know, she's the blonde color I've always wanted, all those luscious curls. And you know what I did with her to make sure that I liked her when I first got her is I took my heat comb and I kind of took some of the hair from like right around here. You can see it in the picture, and kind of heat combed it down a little bit just to make it look a little bit more, you know, natural, like a natural hairline does. And so she, to me, has always been like my number one. So all of that long story time, just basically to say it takes time and you have to give yourself grace, and you're going to find things. And you're going to buy crowns, and Lord knows I bought crowns and I've wasted money on crowns that I absolutely, like to this day, just do not like. And it's just one of those things. If you're lucky, you realize you don't like it when you first get it. You can either return it or resell it. If you're like me, you know, you've tried to play with it one too many times. It's like it's not even wearable. It really is just should go in the garbage at this point. But it takes some time, and it's not easy. You know, it's not all you put it on and feel beautiful and walk out the door and it's like no time at all. You get there. You get there, absolutely. I'm there now, but I wasn't there, not at least for the first 6 months or so. Like I said, Cove Lux was my first kind of like, oh, you know, and she just, I can't attach a video in a video, but she just, I put her on, she had all of this movement, and I was like, wait, this is what I've been wanting. And so then after that, I purchased Luxes, and I try not to purchase Teaparts unless there's something that I really, really want, like all my Sharpay tinsels that are Teaparts. You know, those I find that are fine, but if there's a crown I really want that only comes in Teapart, I'll buy it. There's tips and tricks now. I still don't feel like, they're not the same to me as the Lux. And it's really not even the Lux that I love. It's really the 13x4. And I think Priscilla was my first 13x4, which may be why I love all of the Priscillas so much, because I do love really long with the movement and with the curls. You know, that's what I'm looking for. And I've always felt like because I have hair, because I do have bio hair, yes, it's thin, yes, it doesn't, I mean, it holds a curl, but not all that well. It doesn't ever really do what I want it to do. I've always felt like, well, I can't buy short crowns, because like, if I'm going to buy a short crown, I might as well just wear my own hair, which I think is a little bit ridiculous, but that's me in my own head. So I've always felt like, well, the reason I'm wearing crowns is because I could never get my hair to look this long and this luscious and this gorgeous. Justified it for me for a while. At this point, I don't think it matters anymore. I couldn't stop even if I wanted to, which I don't. So yeah, that's basically kind of where I started and where I am now. I know that, you know, we put these on, we make these videos, we use these filters, and I know that it makes it look really easy. It makes it look really pretty, like everything's wonderful, fantastic, and you know, sure it is. I mean, that is why I'm doing it, because it is easy now. Was it easy for the first few months? No. Did I feel like an absolute idiot every time I wore a crown? Yeah. Sometimes I still do, depending on the crown. Like sometimes, you know, you get it on and you go out and you're like, nah, I don't know about this one. But it is what it is. I don't personally anymore. I don't care. Most people know I wear crowns. Obviously, I'm all over the internet doing it. I know people that I know in real life see these. There aren't a lot of them that follow me, but I know that they all see them, especially the people that I work with, and it doesn't bother me anymore. It really, yeah, it never really did, but is what it is. I'm just here to say, if you need any help with any of your crowns, if you've got, you know, any issues, any specific questions, I'm always here. You know, if anybody has any questions, feel free to message me. I'm always, you know, available to help.